I wanted to do a very quick review of Windows 8 as a media center. It's probably a good place to start is to demonstrate the extremely fast boot up time. So I'm going to start up my computer now. Starting it now. This is a cold boot. The computer was not in a sleep mode. I shut it down. So we're looking at about 7 seconds to totally boot from cold, which is pretty amazing. Obviously I disabled logon and we're presented with this infamous Windows 8 front end or Metro UI. So before I bought Windows 8 I really wanted to find out if there was any way I could use this interface using a remote control or a keyboard, and whether I could use any of the Metro applications within it without having to use a mouse, and preferably just using a remote. And unfortunately I have to say, while I can actually navigate around the Metro UI and I can use it to launch applications, Metro applications themselves are pretty much totally useless without a mouse or touchscreen, which is a real disappointment. Sometimes it's not even clear why they're so ineffective. One of the few apps you can loosely use is the weather app. Obviously I set up with my hometown. I can at least scroll through and view various properties, but I can't go into any further depth. In order to actually be able to use Windows 8 with a remote control, I mapped the green button to send Control and Escape, which emulates the Windows key. So I can do that right now. I also mapped. I'm using a Harmony remote, so I mapped the exit button to Alt F4, and that does work. And there's a difference between actually killing an application and just pressing start to bring back up this front end. You probably know there's a pretty Netflix application that offers more functionality than the stock Netflix application in Media Center, and I was very hopeful that they would have just done the little bit of effort required to allow use with the keyboard or remote control rather than relying on a mouse. And unfortunately I'm disappointed to see that it is pretty much useless without a mouse. So I can browse the suggested components of each category, and I can click on them using the remote. This is all done using a Harmony remote. But from here there's nothing I can do. I can't launch that. I can just go back. If I take a series, I haven't loaded the series before. If I take a series, I can navigate through and I can actually press play and stream an episode, theoretically. But I can't pause it, I can't stop it, I have no control over it using the remote control. I have to bust out the mouse and actually end it using the mouse, which is very unfortunate. It seems like it would have taken very little effort to allow control using a remote control, and we could all abandon the rather odd Netflix application in Media Center. So I've pre-installed Xbox Media Center, Windows Media Center, and Hulu Desktop. I've got to say it's not too bad at launching them from the Metro user interface. I quite like it. Obviously Media Center is exactly the same as Windows 7 Media Center. I'm using an HD home run and everything worked extremely painlessly. One nice little touch now is that I can just press send the Control and Escape key combination, or press the green button, and I end up back here. This is with the green button remapped to be effectively a Windows key. If you actually press the green button, the real green button, when you haven't remapped it, on this screen it has no effect. You won't see Media Center pop up. But I quite like the ability to jump back to this start screen as a launcher. when you go into Windows Media Center, it just resumes. It doesn't relaunch Media Center, and it does that for all applications. So if I launch Xbox Media Center, I can enter a specific category, let that load. Well, it could take a while, and jump out and then jump back in at will, which I think is quite nice. There are a few applications which are loosely controller friendly, like this one. I think that it probably wouldn't be too difficult to actually make most applications play nice with the remote to some extent, but I guess developers, it's not a requirement that Microsoft has pushed, and developers have little pressure to do it because there are not that many people who are using a remote control, certainly at the moment. The bundled video and music applications are very nice, but they don't play nicely with the remote at all. So if I hit play artist, I can't even select the popular artist using a remote control. I'm stuck on this entry point. I can't even escape from this screen. All I can do is close the application. The video is even worse, or I mean just as bad, you could say. If I enter the video application and I pick a random series, let's say Family Guy, I can view seasons, I get to do that, but from here there is absolutely no remote control capability. I can't do anything. I can back out of it though, so that's something.